welcome to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. Yes, we are back. It's been a while, 6 months to be precise, but we are back. So my drink of today is just a sad, lonely old Magners with some ice in. It's very refreshing where it's so hot out here at the moment. I've got to say, it is 30 degrees. I won't mention it again. Okay. Cheers. Anyway, on with the show. What have we got coming up? ISM news and updates. It's going to be a long update on that one. Obviously, a lot to catch up on. GVs and SIGs, all the GVs and SIGs that have happened so far this year and what's going on at the moment. We've got ultimate news. That's going to be a very big section of the show. It's got lots of announcements to make with obviously our own products and kit manufacturers and everything as well, such as TAN model. We've got 3 prize draw winners for the last, well, 5 months actually. We've got January, February's, March, April's and May's winners to announce, as it's been for quite a while. So you've got all those to look forward to. There's going to be lots and lots of winners, that's for sure. I mean, our coffers are going to be empty just on postage for this lot, I think. We've also got some reviews coming as well. We've got a book review, vignettes, a how-to guide from Action Press, a Sharpen Air Needle Rejuvenator and the MIG Oil Brusher range as well from Bull. So I think until further ado, well actually no, let's not say until further ado, let's just say cheers and let's get into it. Okay, so ultimate news. Well, the first bit of ultimate news is our new products. That's these. That's the new sanders. We brought out 3 new sanders to add to our range. They are, actually we'll put you over to the overhead so you can have a good look at these here. These are a 400 grit thinny stick, an 800 grit thinny stick and an 800-400 modeller's sander. Now as you can see they are colour coded there, mainly because we couldn't get any other abrasive apart from the black colour in any other grits that we do. So what we've managed to do instead is actually get the middles colour coded so you can tell the difference between the two, or the other, because here's our other sanders. We've also got obviously these, which is the 240 1200s. We've then got the 240 thinny sticks and the 1200 thinny sticks as well. And as you can see, they are all much of a muchness. Now the difference is, as you can see from the overhead here, the modeler sanders, the 1200 240 is quite a thick, buffery kind of foam. We've got about a white centre. You've then got the new 400 800, which as you can see there, we've only put 1mm of foam in there just because these finer grits you don't need so much padding if you want to get that really smooth finish. So we put a black section in the middle there, as you can see, and that will allow you to differentiate between those two sanders. Although saying that, they are quite different anyway, but if you have any confusion, there is the colour coding to go on now. Now also we've got the we've got obviously the existing thinny sticks, which are, we've got the 240 with a white middle, but that's quite a black rough one, and then you've got the 1200, which is a greyish, again with a white middle, but that's more of a greyish colour, and it's very easy to differentiate between the two because one's very smooth, being a 1200 grit, and one's 240, so it's quite rough indeed. So quite easy to tell those apart. But coming to these, not so easy to tell these apart because the grits are, they're not similar, obviously they're 400 difference, but if you pick them up quickly, it's hard to tell unless you really try to feel your way across the sander like that. When you do that, it is easy to tell, but we've got the 400 in the yellow, so all you have to remember is the yellow is for 400 and the orange is 800. And this way, when they're lying on your desk, you've got a pile of sanders like so. You don't have to worry about picking up the wrong sanders and using the wrong sander, then having to resand everything all over again. So those are those. Now those are being introduced at the same prices as our existing sanders. So there's sort of a pack of 3. These come in a 3-pack, and these come in a 6-pack, and they come in the same price as what with the existing 6-packs and 3-packs are already, which is I think $4.99. We've then got, obviously we've added them to the starter packs. We've added this to the starter pack, the sander to the starter pack sanders. We've also added it to the multi-pack of sanders as well, and there's 2 each of the thinnies in the new multi-pack of thinny sticks as well. So the prices have gone up slightly on those to incorporate those, but the multi-packs still good value for money because you get more sanders for your money in each of the multi-packs as well. And obviously the mega pack now has obviously got 3 extra packs of sanders, and it's got a 6-pack of each of the thinny sticks and a 3-pack of the sander as well. So there's lots there to help you getting on with. A lot of people have said they'd like to see some other grits in our range. I think now we've pretty much got it covered. I mean, we've got a 100, a 180, a 220, a 240. We've now got 400, an 800, a 1200, a 3000 and a 12,000. So I don't think we need to introduce any more sanders at all. I think that's pretty much got the range completely covered, unless you can think of something else, of course. Although saying that, we may have other things on the horizon for your Ultimate products, not just in the sanders area but everywhere else as well. But anyway, those are our new, you can go to umpretail.com and they're in the building section there on the website if you want to go and check them out and try out the new grits and everything. One of the popular sellers is the Mega Pack, because you get, I think it's 2 or 3 packs of sanders absolutely free when you buy that many together. So, well, good deal indeed. But anyway, that's our new sanders. Go check them out, they're really handy. Where are we going to next? More Ultimate news. Yes, we do have more stuff appearing over the next 3 months. We should have some more products coming out. Can't say what they are there, but there'll be addition to new lines and new products in their entirety as well, fingers crossed. We're also bringing out a new thinner ratio chart. Now obviously we give these out with every sale of airbrush thinner on umpretail.com. And we've added 3 new paints on there that weren't on there, with the new paints that have come onto the market, and one of them was one that we discovered that we didn't have before. So we've tested them, they work as well, obviously, because it does work with all acrylic paints, and we've put those ratios on the new chart as well. So to get yourself a new chart, you have to order a new bottle of thinner, which I'm sure you guys will do once you want to top up again. We've also added quite a lot of new stuff to the shop. Now, we've had a long think about what we want to sell on the shop, and as you know, we've got access to all the kit producers from all over the world. I mean, we can have any amount of kits on there, but we like to try and concentrate on the kits that you can't get a hold of very easily, or that are not so popular and things like that. So more of a niche type of thing, which is why we've got FMK, Tarangus and Retro Kit and Tan Model. The Tan Model is slightly different, that is mainstream. But we've got so many new products we've got on the website. We've got these cool seatbelt kits. Now these are Kamizukuri, I have to say that, I have to read that. They're material and paper based. They come in 172, 148 and 132 scale. They're proving to be extremely popular, and they do look quite realistic once you've wet them down and everything as well. They do look very good indeed. So again, these are hard things to get in this country, so we thought we'd get these over, and as I say, they're proving to be quite popular indeed. We've also got the Badger Needle Juice airbrush lubricant now for sale. We wanted to offer an option for people to obviously use to lubricate their airbrushes and everything. It's quite a common question that we get asked. So we thought, well, what we'll do is we'll stock this from Badger as well, and it's a great all-round. Not only is it lubricant, but you can leave it on your tip and it pretends tip dry as well, which is really good. We've also got these awesome new engravers from Alec and Funtech. Now these things are proving extremely popular as well. They are quite expensive, but I mean, we don't make a lot on them, but you know, by the time we get them from Japan and everything, the costs are stupid, but especially with customs and things like that. But the Alec Holly ones, which I like, I love them myself. I think they're fantastic. They hold in the fingers so beautifully that you don't really, you're not struggling to hold them. They fit extremely well. They're very ergonomic. And you've got the Funtech. Now the Funtech ones are great. They've got a holder for them and everything, and they do do a large range. We've got, I think we've got 6 sizes. But there are another 3 or 4 due to be released very soon, so I'm sure we'll be having those in stock when they come in as well. And we've got this great little thin file from Suji Burrito. Now this file is fantastic. I love it. I think it's really nice. And I've got another Tamiya thin file that's very similar, but this one is much better quality than the Tamiya one, which says a lot actually itself. So on to the main news. Excuse me, actually, I think. It is hot. Right, Tan Model. Now, there's a lot happening with Tan Model this year. Obviously, we're in close contact with Barris, the owner of Tan Model, and it's fantastic. His work ethic is brilliant. He asks us for input and the sellers, resellers and modders for input, and if he finds that input good, then he changes his model to suit the information that he's received from normal modders and guys like us. So great guy, Barris, and he really does listen to the modders, and he wants to produce models that modelers want to build. Which is not just for the sake of pure money as well. Aesthetically, they're fantastic. The presentation of the whole kits and everything. As you'll know if you've got one of the Thunder Flashes. So, what's coming up for Tan Model? Well, you've probably heard already, it's been leaked out in the last few weeks, but there's a 132 S33 Flanker D, and we had the box art here for you. Now that's 132. SU33, that is going to be enormous, absolutely enormous. It's a must-have kit for me, and I know Paul is probably got about 6 lined up for himself. I know he loves those Russian flankers and everything, the SUs and everything, so I'm sure Paul's going to love it. But just give you a few facts on it. Barris has let me have a few things, and he's given me some renders which I'll be flashing up as I talk about this as well. The thing is going to be huge. It's 662 parts, 61 PE parts, one-piece intakes, foldable wing options, movable canards, slats, flaps, ailerons, rudders and horizontal stabiliser parts, metal landing gear, and over 426,000 rivets. I'm sure that'll keep the counters quite busy for a while. And there's much more as well. That's just the highlights. I've been told, reasonably informed by Barris, that the mould milling process actually starts next week, so we shouldn't have to wait too long for that to be on the market. We don't have an idea of an exact release date yet, and we don't know the price point yet. So as soon as we become aware of that, we will let you guys know, because we will be doing pre-orders on that as well. And obviously the big one that everyone's waiting for is the 148 Buccaneer Mark II AB. Box art is confirmed for this. It's this picture here. Absolutely fantastic. I know I'm amongst many modders who have been dying to see a 148 Buccaneer offering, apart from the old Airfix one, which is an absolute nightmare to put together. And I'll take out my hats off to the boys that have managed to finish those, and there are some awesome ones out there to have a look at. But new offering, and with Tan Model's quality as well, that is going to be super. Now, we're not allowed to give away too much information about it just yet, because it's obviously a lot of it's still under wraps. But we've got a few sneak peek renders here for you, which have been flashing over, which is for your delectation, which Barris has allowed us to show. I think these are exclusives as well. We've got a little bit of info about the kit. The markings will include RAF, Navy and the pink version from Operation Desert Storm. There's a one-piece front fuselage utilising slide mould tech and the obligatory P fret, of course. The design looks top-notch yet again. It's coming from Tan Model, so you know it's going to be a joy to build, and it will be an all-round fun experience for sure. There's also a special gift in the planned 172 version. Now, the 172 version will come out after the 148 version, but in the 172 version they're going to put this, which is a display of the air brake from the 148 version, so that will be extra plastic in the box for you to make up. Again, a great little touch from Tan Model, and I'm sure there'll be lots of little extras and things like that, and I know the quality of the instruction manuals are fantastic. They really are next gen as far as instruction manuals go, on a par with Wing Up Wings and people like that. So this is the one, especially the 148 one, that I've been waiting for many a year, so I'm really excited, and I'm sure I will have 2 or 3 in my stash when they come out, that's for sure. Again, we haven't got times or price points yet, but we will let you know as soon as possible. There will be pre-orders on that one as well. Also, we've got the 124 Bayraktar TB2 UAV. Now this is a bit of a different sidestep from Barris at Tan Model. This will be a snap together kit, which can also be built as a normal model, obviously. There's a total of 74 parts, which includes a display stand and a 360-degree rotating camera parts. It's an unusual and different subject. I'm quite looking forward to it. I think I do like the UAVs. I think they're quite nice, easy builds. They're great mojo breakers and things like that as well when you get stuck. Little things like that always are. Although saying little, this thing's going to have a wingspan of over half a metre, over 50 centimetres long, the wingspan is. So it's going to be a big one as well. But as I say, it's maybe a snap together kit, but it will be a point that you can build it as a normal kit, as with most of them. But it might be something that you might want to do with your kids or something like that. You never know. So don't forget, Ultimate is the sole trader, sole distributor for Tan Model in the UK. So we get them first, so we distribute them out to the shops, and obviously we sell them on our website as well. We will be taking pre-orders for all 3 of those models as and when we get release dates, for lockdown dates from Barras. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the news from Tan Model, like the Buccaneer release and the SU33 and everything, and the Bayraktar, then please do go over to umpretail.com, this website here, and make sure to sign up to the newsletter on there, and then you'll get all the what's happening about the new releases coming up and the ones that come out on the site as and when they happen. Also, you can go to our Facebook page, which is Ultimate Modelling Products Facebook, on Facebook. You can quite easily see us. We'll come top of the page if you just type that in. Again, if you register on there, you'll get to see a lot of news there. Obviously, we keep that quite busy as well with news and things like that. So make sure to register on those too to get news of the Tan Model. Excuse me, I'm dry again. Right. We're also having a massive restock of Minions from Retro Kit. They're coming in the next couple of weeks, over the next 2 to 4 weeks. We're having to restock all the ones that we've run out of, plus there's 10 new Minions to collect as well, and they will be out. We should be getting those. We're getting some of them in the next couple of weeks, and then after weeks after that we're getting a lot more. They are actually really, really good. I know I'm going to want one of each of them, the new ones. So he's starting to come up with some really cracking subjects, that's for sure. But again, if you want to keep in touch and find out when they come out, what they are and when they're due out, then obviously be sure to sign up to the newsletter or Facebook. Now, there's one other thing that I want to go into with regards to Ultimate. We are very proud to sponsor and support Models for Heroes. The Models for Heroes is a thing that is a brainchild of Malcolm Childs, and he's doing it for Edge Services personnel across the country. They're a non-profit organisation, not a charity yet, and they supply models and kits and all the necessary materials to build kits to the mental health organisation and charities in the UK, whilst building up awareness of the benefits of model building as a therapeutic help, really. Model for Hobbies have run courses in Salisbury and Colchester recently. They've sent out modelling care packages to recovery centres, including combat stress offices across the UK. Kits also go out to soldiers deployed in the field via the charity Support Our Soldiers, and they also send kid-friendly kits to Scotty's Little Soldiers for bereaved children that have lost a parent while serving in the forces. All I want to do is, obviously we've sent them some stuff to sponsor them. We will be doing that ongoing as well, and we're going to donate a bit of money as well to help them, you know, get his travel plans up and things like that, so we can get around the country a bit better. But what I'd ask is please donate to Models for Heroes. If you've got a few spare quid this month, you know, and you don't need that extra pot of paint or something like that, please look them up on Facebook. The link will be in the comment section at the bottom of the video on YouTube, and there's a website address which is flashing across here now. What they need most from you is financial support. So if you have a spare £2, £3, £4, £5, £10, then maybe you could make a small donation towards them. It's for a great cause, and it's going to help our hobby. It's going to introduce more new people into the hobby, and you will help out someone in the process of doing that as well, and introduce them to this usually stress-free hobby. And I got into it to de-stress, and that's what I did it for, and it still does it. As long as I stay off the internet, it doesn't stress me at all. It's actually nice just sitting here and having a beer and building a model. And that's the thing, and it is therapy of sorts. It is for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people, a lot of you guys watching. It is a therapeutic process as well. So the more people we can introduce to that, and if it helps to, you know, make someone feel happy and concentrate and focus on something else, then I think that's a good thing. They're doing wonderful work. And I know they would appreciate your help. They'll even accept models if you want to send paints, kits, brushes, anything modelling related. That would be fantastic. I'm sure that you know, Malcolm would be very, very pleased to hear from you. If you have any questions for them, or if you want to help out, maybe, you know, please get in contact with Malcolm on those two services and see what we do. Model for Heroes, donate something, it would be fantastic if you could. Right, okay, so that is the end of the Ultimate News. I'm sure you're already sick and tired of my voice. Excuse me. And I think it's now time to go to ISM News. Oh look, a magic refill. Right, ISM News then. Okay, first of all, we recently changed the ISM merchandise supplier to incorporate some new and better items. Just better quality really, and they look better as well. And they're not so, the other ones just looked a bit crap and dated really. Hopefully we'll be expanding on this range soon. You can still access the old merchandise as well, which is on the old Spreadshirt sites, which is one in Europe and one in USA. But we will be closing those down very soon. So if there's anything on there that you've wanted, and you think, oh, I want to get that, then please do so. Be quick, next 6 weeks or so. We'll be shutting those down soon, and then you'll be able to buy all the ISM merchandise through the UMP retail shop. Another thing with ISM is obviously don't forget to tune in to the Friday Night Live at the Bench show, which is every Friday. Obviously, it's in the name, where we see Paul, the live crew, forum members, and everything go through all their current builds. There's a live Q&A session every week with our members. And if you've got a question to pose, you feel free to log on and ask away. We also have special guests from time to time. We've had some great ones so far. There are also free prize giveaways on every Friday night for the watchers, and they're sponsors from Ultimate, E-Models, Veteranus Models, Aircraft.net, and even the live crew and members, you know, just watchers chuck in prize pools for prizes of kits and things like that for the prize draws. So one night it could be one prize draw, another night it could be 4 or 5. So it's definitely worth tuning in. Very easy to enter as well. You just put a number in on the comment section, and if your number gets pulled out of a hat, you get it. There's also a section dedicated to new kit releases and a section that goes through all the builds, etc. happening on the ISM forum. So you have a wander around the forum and see what's happening on there as well. Links are posted on the ISM Facebook page and on the forum when it goes live for your viewing pleasure. So be sure to check in every Friday night if you can. One other thing with regards to ISM, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who devotes a little of their time to keep the wheels running on ISM. Obviously, I've been a little bit busy lately. Paul's busy and everything as well with his Friday night shows, and he's quite a lot of building and everything. But I just want to say a big thank you to our Facebook admins, our forum moderators, the GB and SIG judging panel, and anyone else that contributes any way, shape or form to the running of ISM. You're all awesome in my book, and we thank you very, very much indeed. Right, now we are going to go over to a book review that I did on Vignettes, a how-to guide from Action Press. Welcome back to International Scale Model. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review of this, which is the Vignettes How-To Guide from Action Press, a guide to realise scenes and vignettes. Now, we've done a few book reviews from Action Press, and I really like their style, I have to say, and when they bring out a new book, I'm pleased to get one. I do like just the style that it's presented in. It's just the way that they explain everything. It's picture step by steps. They list the materials that they've used and how they use each material in each step. A lot of books tend to skip over a few bits here and there, and you're left thinking, well, actually, how did he achieve that exact thing? But you don't get that problem with these. I've read them cover to cover, several of them now, and I have to say I'm really impressed, and I always go back for more when they come out. So what we're going to do is going to have a quick look at this. As I say, it's a Vignettes, a how-to guide, a guide to realise scenes and vignettes by Joaquin Garcia Gazquez. Basically it's just a little scene on the front, as you can see there, and on the back it's just a couple of other little scenes, nothing to write home about. What we'll do is have a look inside. As you open the first page, you've literally got, I'm going to zoom in a bit for you, hold on, so you can see that, there you go. You've literally got just an index, then you've got an editorial about how this book intends to help you, what they plan to do with it and everything, and that's by Rodrigo Hernandez Cabos, who's quite a regular in these books, and then it goes on and on. And it says here the difference between a diorama and a vignette, how to tell a story, you know, decorating the vignette, why scenes are made. Vignettes are typically very small versions of dioramas. A diorama would be, let's say you'd have the tank is yay big, 135 tank, and a diorama would be yay big. But a vignette would be the size of the tank and maybe just a little bit extra on the side that just releases the detail of the tank for you. But it goes on to the composition, how to set out your vignette, where to place things, the symmetry, parallel lines. A great back element, a great thing, rather than just a lot of books when they do dioramas or vignettes or anything like that, they concentrate on the process. They don't concentrate on the pre-process, which is the planning stage of everything, which is, you know, if you don't plan anything correctly, it's never going to come out too right anyway. But here, it tells you how to use the elements of the board that you're going to use and things like that as well. So very nice indeed. The first one is Blitzkrieg in France, basic decoration tips. And as you can see, I do like the style of the Spanish paint. I just love that style. It works for me. But again, they start right from the very beginning, how to build up the vehicle. Obviously, I don't think we need to know too much about. But they are saying about how they paint it up and weather it and everything like that as we go on through, as you can see. How they do windscreen wiper marks and dirty windows, things like that. I think that's really good. Nice little touch. And as you go on through, as you can see how they dirty up the wheels, and then you're going to have like the mudding of the car. Now what they've done is they've built the model, and then they say right, the composition, and it shows you here how you're going to work out your composition, where to place everything to the best effect. You know, I really do like this, the fact that they're giving you the overall picture rather than just saying, well, you build it here, you plonk it on there, and you put some grass around it and a bit of mud, and here's how we weather it, and etc, etc, which is how a lot of magazines do work. And it says here the figures, an irreplaceable item. I think a lot of dioramas and a lot of models fall down on their figure, because really when you're doing a vignette, if you're going to use a figure, your figure has got to be as good as the diorama or the vignette or the model that you build as well, and invariably they're not, because figure painting is quite hard, and it's always the figure that lets it down, that looks a bit plasticky and not quite as real as the rest of the diorama. So I think, as this book says here, just as much care and attention should be taken while doing the figure as for the rest of the model as well. And they spent a whole full section here working on the figure, how to get highlights, lowlights, how to get skin tones and things like that. So it's really good, really in depth. And then they've got the ground, how to set up the vignette on the base and everything, how to put tie marks into it, little rocks and all sorts, different gravel effects, different textures and everything. And then giving it paint and a spray and so on and so forth, and highlights and lowlights again as well. And as you can see, the diorama build up, and then you've got the extras like the signpost and things like that. Plants, trees, how to manufacture those yourself and everything rather than buying originals. And then you've got the finished product, which I think you agree is really good indeed. I like it. I love it. Absolutely love it. And then you've got now this will just keep going on and on and on. And we come to a section here, which is quite odd. What's this? What is this? Okay, I don't know what that is. You can see I haven't read this yet. How very good is that? Look at that. That's fantastic. So what they've done for the next section, they put a picture of a model on there, some tracing paper, some 3-through paper, and how they would work out the angles and the composition of the shot itself overlaid onto the model itself. And it's the same with this one here. You can look at a top-down view, and again you can see where you can place it, and the grids and how to work out. How fantastic is that? How absolutely fantastic! I haven't seen that before in a book, in a modelling book. Really, really well thought out. Really well thought out. You can see why I like these guys so much. And again, they're going on to proportions, how you measure your proportions, the golden ratios, it's the same as photography, the golden ratio, how to work it all out, as you can see from this information here. Really in-depth and informative, rather than just, oh, here's a model and this is how we weathered it, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm really impressed with that. And again, it's another vignette, and again, same sort of process, a little bit of the composition, build a little bit on building the model, sections of the model they've built all in total, and then the figure, onto the base again, and brush and wildlife and fauna and everything. And then on to the next one, and then Hungarian AFV crew on manoeuvres, composing a vignette. Now this is the one that we saw the tracings of. So then you can see how they built it up again, the reference access for it. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so impressed with that. That is really good. I've never seen that in a modern book before. It's so well explained. And then they go on to painting the model again, bit of work on the tracks, a little bit on the weathering and things like that. But what you've got to remember is, yes, they've gone into the weathering and painting the photos, but the focus is actually on the composition and the making of the vignette and the diorama, rather than the models themselves, which I do like, which is what the book is about. And they've got sculpting the ground and how to make your ground and everything, as you can see. And I would imagine like this, they've done here, placing the model on at regular intervals to make sure that you've got and you're happy with where everything is placed. And you've got this power transformer and everything here as well. It looks like a lot of it's, oh no, there's actually, you can actually buy it. There's some scratch build in there as well. As you can see, actually come up absolutely beautiful with the weathering and everything there. Look at that. Really nice indeed. And then onto the plants and the ground, soil again and things like that. And then it's got finishing chores, so your snag list basically, making up to make sure that everything is looking good and realistic. That's a fantastic little dio, and that's been vignette, should I say. And you can see that it's been composed and thought through as well. And that's a good telling difference between a lot of dioramas and vignettes and things like that. You can just say, well, I've built this base and I'm going to plonk a tank on it, you know, rather than something that's planned, doesn't matter what angle you look at it from, it's always going to look good. There's no blind spots, you know, every angle tells a story. And that's the difference between the great dioramas and vignettes and the normal ones. You know, people who take the care for the preparation in looking at it and thing, and you know, toying with the ideas before they even build a thing. There's another one here, playing with different heights. Again, they're saying, like, well, this aspect here, as you can see, contour lines and everything, compositions, triangulations, heights and volumes. They've worked out that, you know, if they put a figure higher than the other, how would it look? Where would it go? Where's the best place for it? And really good indeed, really nice. And again, similar sort of thing, tilting the planes. So this is obviously having something at an angle, and again, tells you how to work it out, make sure the composition's good, and then goes on to the model, and so on and so forth. So I think it's pretty much the same all the way through. You've got telling a story, which is basically what I've just said. You know, when you look at it from any angle and you can see things happening and things that you don't see from one angle but you can see from other angles, it really helps to make the model stand out, and you know, gives you that awe factor where, you know, there's actually, you can see what's meant to be said in the vignette or the diorama itself. And then you've got other approaches, which seems to be the last one here. And it looks like it's just making something, you know, different. You know, some tracks on there, on a bit of waste ground. It looks like they're going to have some kids on there as well. Yep, a couple of kids on there. And again, these were sculpted. He sculpted them himself. Fair play. God, yeah, I would recommend, unless you're a good sculptor, to go and buy some. But as you can see, from start to finish, how he's composed and, you know, made this little vignette up with these two kids going through some paperwork set on these old tank tracks. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And that's it. And obviously you've got Landscapes of War Volume 2, which I have done a review on, I believe. I've also got Volume 3 here as well, which I may do a review on in the near future. Depends how I feel in the next month or so. But for me, I love these books from Axiom Press. I think they're spot on, and they're exactly how a tutorial book, because it's selling itself as a how-to guide, as a tutorial book, and I think it sold itself and it's bang on. I mean, I haven't read this yet. I am going to sit down and read this. I love the attitude and the approach to the work involved, the pictures, the telling of the story, not just of the models, but obviously the building of them as well. So really impressed with that. The price has been flashed up. I think it's about €30, give or take €2, if I remember rightly. To me, worth every penny. I've never done a proper vignette. I've done little things, little bases for aircraft to sit on. Never really given it any thought. But this, I've got all the materials to do some vignettes, so I think I'm going to have a go and follow the little how-to guide in this book and set it all up and do it that way. Actually, thorough recommend from me. Really impressed with that, I really am. So that is the vignettes, a how-to guide by Joaquin Garcia Gasquez, a guide to realised scenes and vignettes from Axiom Press. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Right, so there you go. That's the vignettes, a how-to guide from Axiom Press. I really like the books from Axiom Press. I think they also do Pans races as well. I just like the style that they're done. It's very easy to follow, very clear and concise instructions. They show you all the steps and they show you all the materials involved and everything as well. I just think they're very easy to read and great books as well. And they're all Spanish, and I do love the Spanish way of modelling. That's my my area that I like to see. It's just I like the overindulged part of their painting and everything. Right, so now we're going to the GBs and SIGs. Obviously, we've had a few since Christmas. The ones that have finished are not written down here at all. I've forgotten about those. But the ones that we've got at the moment are the Warring Weather GB, which runs from the 1st of May to the 31st of August. So we've still got 2 months left on that. Well, 3 months left on that. Very simple rules on this one. Any kit, any genre, as long as there's some form of weather in the name, i.e. can be English or translated from another language. Lightning, whirlwind, tempest. I think Ra'am in Hebrew is thunderstorm, I think. So anything like that, you know, so there's loads, a whole plethora to choose from. I think there's about 30 odd people involved in that already, so it'd be nice to see some more in there. So if you want to do that, hop on over to the forum and just start a build thread. We've also got the Fleet Air Arm SIG, which is due to finish on the 30th of June, so we've got about 3 weeks left on that one. And that was any subjects as long as it was in the FAA from the UK. There's some nice ones there. I really wanted to get in on that one myself, but unfortunately, you know, time, etc. The next GB, which starts is September 2017, will be the Feline Fever GB. You've got a while into this one yet, but basically that's any vehicle from any genre with anything feline in its name, panther, leopard, tiger, etc., etc. There's plenty of those as well. I mean, you've got the Gaz Tiger, which is one of the little 4x4s and everything. All sorts of things to go into that as well. Lots and lots of stuff. You've also got the SIG, the next SIG, which starts in July, which is only 3 weeks away, will be the Holy Land, which is anything Israeli, obviously, IAI or IDF. And that's one that I've been trying to get into the schedule ever since we opened the website, and it's never been voted in, and it has this year. So I've got several subjects I want to put in it, so I'm really hoping I'll get the time to enter that one. We also have a couple of non-ISM SIGs, as that is the Summer Sci-Fi SIG, which is or in its 2nd year now. I think will become an institution, because there's the Winter Sci-Fi SIG and then the Summer Sci-Fi SIG as well. And this has already started, but it runs until 30th of September, so you've got plenty of time to enter if you want to still. The rules are simple. It has to be sci-fi. That's it. Any genre, any type of model you like, as long as it's sci-fi, like it didn't exist and it's futuristic. I have got 3 kits that I'm doing over there. One's Cosmostrata from Pegasus Hobbies, and the Star Wars Death Trooper as well, which I'm going to do. And then maybe something else that I might have a crack at as well, if I get time. I really want to do that SIG as well. We've also got the prizes on that one have been donated by Lysis and several other forum members as well. So there's quite a few prizes on that as well. I think Lysis is the judge on that one. There also is the End is Nay, which runs until the 31st of July. It's basically any subject that involves a horse. I think that was to go with our the End is Nigh SIG, which started at the beginning of the year. That's one of the ones that I didn't put on there. But yes, very funny. So as long as it's got a horse, it can be included. Right, so that's all the GBs and SIGs for the time being. I'm sure there will be more to add to those. The non-ISM member ones will come up in the next couple of months. They usually do. But now we're going to go over to Paul for a review of the MIG oil brushes. Over to Paul.
Hey everyone, Paul ISM. Welcome to another product review. So today we're going to be reviewing the MIG oil brushes. Now these have been out for quite some time now. I'm not going to lie, when I first saw them I was like, Looks a bit gimmicky, oil in a mascara bottle, but after trying them, yeah, well and truly turned around. They're definitely a convenience product, but they're a very, very good convenience product. I've got oils, I've got oil washes, enamel washes. The convenience of this in the bottle has proved itself very well. They come in a range of 21 colours, all different colours. I'll go through the colours in a sec. And they cost around $3.99 for me models in the UK. Or else you can get them direct from Ammo, and they work out a little bit cheaper. But obviously you've got postage costs on top there, so it's going to work out about the same. So they are a self-contained oil weathering solution, 10ml bottle. It's a mascara type bottle with a built-in brush, as you can see. There you go. So nice pointy applicator. Like I say, a full range of 21 colours, all different colours, all through the different, almost, yeah, just cover the colour system pretty well, required for oil washes and weathering as well. And they are a very, very quick and easy way of weathering. What we'll do, we'll head over to the bench, have a look, and see what we got. So there we go, there's all 21 bottles all lined up. Colour-wise, we've got Field Green, Black, we've got Rust, we've got Dark Mud, Dust, Dark Brown, Yellow, Olive Green, Red Primer, Sunny Flesh, Medium Grey, Ochre, Earth, Light Flesh, Starship Filth, Dark Green, Buff, Basic Flesh, White, Red and Dark Blue. So a good range of colours. Like I say, there are 10ml bottles. I'm just going to move one out of the way. I'll grab a vibrant colour, go for the blue. 10ml bottle, all self-contained in there, as you can see. See, oil paint and brush system for modelling on the side. Like I said, they're $3.99 each, so they're not the cheapest, but it's a convenience product. If you're looking for something that makes life a little bit easier, then for sure this is going to help. Now, very nice applicator, which obviously you can wipe off to get less paint as required. The lid is very tight. It does fit the actual shaft of the brush very well. So when you're pulling it out, you're not drawing out loads of the paint. It is wiping it off the actual shaft and leaving it on the brush itself, which is great. Now, you should be able to knock it over, like so. Whether it will completely not spill, I do not know. But that was normal oil paint. That would be all of the bench by now. So that's another very good plus point for it. Like I say, I was a bit sceptical at first, but after trying them, they've worked out very, very handy. Now, one thing I did use them on quite a bit was my 48 scale Macross that I did. All this work here, the likes of just there, any streaking effect that I've done with these. So I think I used Starship Filth Queller on this one. Obviously it's a spaceship as such, and it worked really well. It was the first time I really used them in anger as such, and very, very handy. It really was. To save mucking around with the actual tube of oil, which is a lot thicker than this. These are pre-thinned. It was a lot quicker to use. So yeah, they did work out really well. I will use them on future builds where it require a bit of weathering. I'll just put that to one side. So yeah, they did prove very well. Like I say, good range of colours, so should give you a good broad spectrum for your modelling needs. And I'm going to very quickly run you through how to use them. It may not be the right way. There are several videos up on the Ammo site on using them, but I'll do a very quick show of how I'd use them. Now, I believe you could use them as a wash. I don't think they're quite thin enough personally, but I guess you could. You'd probably better have an actual oil paint from Ammo, thin it down in mineral spirits and make your own oil washes that way. But what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of a rust streak just on there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Get to focus. There we go. This is my Tamiya 148 Tiger 1. I was building a while back. We've got to the stage where it's glossed, decaled, literally ready to start the weathering process. So I'm just going to put a little bit of rust streaking on the turret. We're going to use the dark rust colour. Whether it will show very well on the Panzer Grey, I don't know. But we'll see, and we'll see what it does. So, normal method for this, doing oil for rust, is you put a little dab of your oil paint there, and then you drag it back with a flat brush till you're happy with the effect. And we're going to do it just there. As you see, that pinpoint brush really does allow you to get it right where you want it. So we'll pop the applicator back in, and I'm going to grab my flat brush here. And that, see, now this shows you how my mindset works. I knew I was doing this demo, and I brought a little brush. Why did I bring that? To get the oil paint. Duh, I don't need it. I've got my flat brush there as well. So, a little bit of mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits, wipe off the excess. What we're going to do, we're going to drag it down. Now, a bit out of practice, I've not done armour for a long time, so I haven't done any oil streaks for quite some time. What we want to do is drag it down from either side. So the brush is a little bit blown. There we go. So you want that little streak left as shown there. Now we're going to straighten that up. There we go. And bring it down. Now, as you can see, we've got the thicker rust colour at the top, and then it drags down into a streak there. So, like I say, you can do this with normal oils, no problem at all. The problem is normal oils are a lot thicker, so it's going to take a lot more work to get that streak in effect. So there's one. We'll put another one. Where should we put it? Just at the front there. Get the applicator again. So, like I say, they are a quick way. It is a convenience product, I'm not going to lie. Same as UMP is as well. It makes life a lot quicker and easier. Oil washes. We'll try and do a bit of a longer streak there. So there we go. So add a little bit more. Pop the applicator back in. Get my brush. Brush is a little bit thick for this. Actually, I could probably do with a thinner flat brush. I don't know if I've got one to hand. No, I don't. So we'll use that anyway. So again, we're going to just drag it down. We'll try and make this one a little bit longer if we can. There we go. So once you get the basic shape, and start thinning it out. So what I'm doing, I'm wiping it off on a tissue, dabbing it in the mineral spirits to the side, and then wiping off the excess we don't need. Yeah, now just straighten that up. There we go. Not quite as long as I'd hoped, but it is there. Try and get some of that mineral up. But you can see the effect that you get. So you can do it with rust, you can do it with streaking effects for rainwater, any other weathering type you can think of. So Starship Filth, like I did on the Macross, I gave it some worn effects. You do it with black for soot, so on and so forth. There's a lot of avenues of opportunity there. You've also got red colours, blue colours, yellow, etc. So for Gundams, anything like that, as well as your normal colours as well. So any application at all. Now they do. I've had a few people say they've used them as a wash, but I've not actually tried it yet. So, I don't think they're quite thin enough personally. Let's try that dark brown. Let's see. Personally, like I say, I'd rather have the capillary reaction of it, but I'll give it a go. Let's see. There's not too bothered what I do on this because I can take it back off anyway with Beauty of Oils. Let's just wipe a bit of that off there. Yeah, I suppose you could. Still think thinned oil is better personally, but it will do the job. It's just on that hatch hinge there. Let it dry, wipe off. Yeah, it would work. Just I like the capillary reaction of thin oil, but that will work. Once that dries, you can wipe it off. It might even work now, to be honest, because it's on raised surfaces. Knock everything over. Yeah, it has worked. As actually, there is a bit of a wash in there. So yeah, you can use it as a wash as well as you do wish. But yeah, the oil streaks, literally, they're not staying on there. I'll wipe those off in a minute because I'm not quite ready for that stage. But you can see the effect you've got. Quick, easy, simple, and quite a lot of uses there. So good system. Like I said, I was dubious in the first place, but they do actually look to be a very handy tool. And I like the fact you can knock them over. I would like to try and tip them. Doesn't leak out straight away, so that's good. And it does keep the majority of the wash off the brush shaft as well. Like I say, I do like them. They are going to get a lot of use. I've not really done a build lately where the kit needed weathering immensely. The Macross was the last one. The Tiger Shark, I didn't really want that dirty. P39 probably will get some, but the Sufa certainly will get some use off these. So good. Would I recommend them? Yes. But also make sure you grab some of the actual oil paints as well. Yeah, your normal oil paints in the tube. These you can do similar effects. You can thin them down, use washes, etc. But for sheer convenience, these things are awesome. They're very, very handy. It's a nice, neat applicator. They don't spill, and most of the colours there that you need straight away. So there you go. So there we go. Oil brushes from MIG. Very, very good little system. Very well thought out. Like I said, I've said it about 4 times now. I do think a little bit gimmicky, but it is very handy. The applicator is fantastic. You can knock it over, it doesn't spill. The brush applicator is fantastic. Just the right point, right size, holds just enough oil, and makes it really easy to apply. So, a very, very handy system. Like I say, you should see it using a few more of my builds in the future. And you'll certainly see it on the 109 vids as well. When I get to weathering that, we'll show them in use. So, very, very good. Cracking product. And comes recommended from me. Like I say, with those, some oil paints, enamel washes, UMP washes, you've got every avenue cornered for weathering there. You've got a whole host of ways you can weather. And I use them all myself. I've got oil paints, I've got enamel washes, I've got UMP, I've got these. I've got my own pre-thinned oil washes that I put in nail varnish bottles, things like that. So, you know, there is plenty of scope for their use. But for me, very, very handy product. Nice to pick up quick and use. Very simple. There you go. So there you go. MIG oil brushes, $3.99 each from E models. It's 21 in the range. There is a little stand available too, which I didn't get, unfortunately. But hopefully I'll have it soon enough. And that's it. So have a look, see what you think, and have a go. And obviously, if you've used them yourself, comment in the chat. Let us know what you think as well down below. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks for that, Paul. As you can see, I like Mick Jimenez. I think he's a top guy, and obviously he's had a few trials and tribulations lately. So so well done to him, and obviously to Rachel. And I hope to see that Rachel's. It's good to see that Rachel's on the mend and everything as well. So I just want to say well done, guys, and you know, our best wishes are with you and everything as well. Right, okay, we're going to go over back to the forum news. We're going to do the monthly prize draw winners. Now, before I go on, I know I always say this on every monthly show from 6 months ago, but can you please, if you do win a prize on one of our ISM draws, please send me a picture with your prize, okay? And that's great because I want to get you in the Rogues Gallery. It's nice to see members with their prizes and everything. And of late, we used to get them every month, all the winners from every month, all the SIGs, all the GBs, everything. But it's kind of tailed off a bit lately. So I just want to maybe see if we can pick that up again. So we've got quite a few winners to announce. So please, if you do are one of the winners, please PM me a picture on the website, on the forum with your prize. That would be great and very much appreciated. Right, okay, so we'll start with May's winners first, okay, because that is the most recent one. So from E-Models in May, we had the Tiger Models 135 French Army VAL Milan and the MIG Ammo French Modern Colour set to go with it. The winner of that was Rathalos, and Rathalos is from the UK, so well done to you. And from Ultimate, there was a full set of weathering washes. And the winner of the full set of weathering washes from Ultimate Modding Products is DB Miller from Vermont in USA. Well done, DB. You've won something by the looks of it. You've been trying for over a year now, I think. So well done, mate. Now the prizes for this month, we'll just do what the prizes are for this month, and then we'll go and do the historic prize draws as well. The prizes for this month from E-Models will be Hobby Boss's brand new 148 SU 17M4 fitter D or F, I can't remember, it's cut off on my nose. But it is that, and from UMP we'll have a full set of weathering washes again. So a couple of great prizes. If you want a chance to win these prizes, hop on over to the forum, go onto the competition thread, which will be June's free prize draw, and just enter anything on the thread at all, whatever you want, doesn't matter. As long as you count me in, make a joke, anything like that, that'd be great. You two guys who've just won that one, please send us pictures with your prizes when you get them, that will be fantastic. Right, so we're going to do Jan and Feb. Now, in February, because we didn't do a competition in January, because we were still recovering from the monster haul of the mega prize draw that someone won in December that was killed us on postage. No, but we did one in January, a January/February prize draw, and we had 3 top prizes for that. From E-Models, we had a Hobby Boss 148 A11B trainer and also a Meng 135 Tiger with Henschel turret. And from Ultimate, we threw in an Apex airbrush. So there were 3 top prizes there for January/February. So I think we'll start with the top for the Hobby Boss 148 A11B trainer. The winner is RCHFFan from Saskatchewan in Canada. RCFan. It's flashed up there. Well done, mate. You win the Hobby Boss 148 A11B trainer. So the next one is for the Meng 135 King Tiger, and the winner of that is Musrick, and Musrick is from Scotland. So well done, Musrick, you get that. And the winner of the Ultimate Apex airbrush is Les from Colorado in USA. Well done, Les. So you 3 guys, you've got the Jan/Feb draws, so please contact me or PM me on the website with your names and addresses, that will be fantastic. And we're going to March now, and the March was from E-Models. We had the Trumpeter 135 Soviet MT-LB6MB, and the winner of that was Technophobe, and he actually says in his thing that he doesn't know where he's from, so I can't say where he is from because he doesn't know, so you know. And the prize from Ultimate was a triple pack of 60ml Ultimate Primer, and the winner of that was Man Cupboard Models from Grimsby in the UK. So both of you guys, if you could PM me your names and addresses on the site, we'll get these out to you ASAP. And last but not least, we got the April draw, and that was from E-Models. We had the Hasegawa 172 Lancaster B Mark 1/3, and the winner of that is Willem from Leicestershire in the UK. Well done, Willem, you get that. And the Ultimate Modeling Products prize was a triple pack of 60ml Ultimate Primers, and the winner of that was Spock 1701. So well done, Spock 1701 and Willem. You get those prizes. Again, well done to all of you, and thank you for participating. To everyone who's won in the thing, PM me your names and addresses on ISM, on the forum, and we'll get those out to you as soon as we receive those from you. You have 30 days from today to claim your prize, otherwise it goes into the Christmas Mega Prize draw, which is what we do every year. Anything unclaimed prizes goes into that. But please, again, let me reiterate, you guys, now you're watching, please send me a picture of you with your prizes when you get them. That would be absolutely fantastic. And now we are going to go over to a review that I did of this little thing, Sharpen Air. Welcome back to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review of this. This is the Sharpen Air Needle Rejuvenator from Sharpen Air. This was sent to me a couple of months ago now, but obviously I haven't had the facility to do the review, but now I can. So it comes in this little bubble bag, which was inside a box and everything. It was all kind of safe. You get a business card in there from Chad Elliott, who seemed like a very nice guy. I talked to him on the phone. You also get a little sanding pad, and you get this. I'll go to the overhead, you can have a look. And this is basically a plastic block. It's quite heavy. It's got some metal nuts and everything in there. And you've got some sharpening stones in the back here. Now they're meant to be all different grades. So you can have a rough needle, so you've got a bent or rough needle, you gradually get it back down to its original condition. Now, as you know, I've got a video up on YouTube where I just use a couple of blocks of wood to repair my bent needles. I have a needle here, which is from an old Renegade Chrome, which I don't have anymore. I don't know if it is bent or not. No, it's not. So we're going to bend this, as I don't have the Renegade Chrome anymore, so it doesn't matter. Let's just zoom you in so you can see what's going on. Okay. So you can see here that that needle is actually in really good condition. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little bend on there. That's funny, isn't it? When you try and break a needle, you can't, and when you try not to break needles, you end up doing that. So, right, there we go. We've got a little. Is that enough? I don't think it is actually. It's not bent really at all. It's still going in my finger though. Right, okay. Okay, so we've got a bent needle. So this happens quite often. You can see on here. Okay, you have a bent needle there. That's quite a severe bend. So what the idea is that once it's bent like this, if you've dinked it on something, you come along and you use this puppy here. Now, how it works is, zoom out a bit. You pop the needle in. You've got 4 different grades of sharpening stone inside the back here, which can be replaced. You can buy spares if they get overwhelmed and things like that. You can also turn them around the other way. If they get worn one way, you can turn them back, the other way to rejuvenate them. Basically, your needle goes in as far as you can push it, and then just push ever so slightly and turn. About 15 to 20 revolutions, they say. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and then pull it out. Now, this is, you saw how bent that needle was. That's just after one lot of revolutions. We'll just pop it up here rather than zoom in again. As you can see, we have a difference already. Now, they've said for bad needles, you should do that one stage, twice. So I'm going to do it one more time. Now, these are quite rough blocks in this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 15. Okay. So that needle is straighter than it was, and what it's done is actually worn it down. So we're going to put it into the next one now. 1, 2, and again 15 to 20 turns. Okay, so 15 again, and it's still a little bit out of shape, I have to say. Yeah, it's definitely out of shape still. So I'm going to put it back into the front one again, the rough one. I would assume that this uses a process of just filing the needle down. The only thing I can see with this is that you're going to lose the initial shape of the needle if it's taking the metal away. Now, as you can see, that has now become a lot straighter. It's definitely straighter, that's for sure. Give it one more go in that one. Now, I've never used this before, okay, this is the first time I've even tried it, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes up. Right, so that is nearly straight, so I'm going to put it back down into the next one down again. And it is basically, it says in the instructions to touch it and then slightly push it to the back. And then give it 15 to 20 revolutions, and I'll give it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm 20 there. Now if you have a look, zoom you in. Okay, you can see that that is a lot better than it was originally, that's for sure. Now what they do state is to keep going until you're happy with the finish and everything. This needle is now a lot thinner than it used to be. So I'm going to try the next one. Obviously the best way to see is if if it catches on any of the felt or my skin. Now you can see, if you can see, I don't know if it's going to white out too much or if you can zoom in that far. Let's just, there you go. Okay. I don't know if it's picking up, but it's quite rough. The surface of the needle is quite rough now, which is going to get tubed in. And the end of the needle does look a little bit bent still, I have to say. I haven't got rid of it yet. So I'm going to carry on and do another load. I have to say that I'm just hoping that I'm actually doing it around the right way, because this side does feel rougher, or not actually. I'm pretty sure you start this end and work way to your left to, yeah, that's polishing it. That's much better now. Okay, so that's had, God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times through the machine now. So I would hope to see that this is finished. Okay, so I'm just going to have another look, and that is back to being straight. All of a sudden it's straight again, and then it says you need to sand it down in between maybe a wet or a damp. I'm just going to do it on here, because this is all that's supplied with the kit. Okay, now you can see now, let's get you in on this. That tip is now, I'm actually rolling the needle. Okay, and you can see that that tip is dead straight again. So it does do what it says on the tin, and it straightens the needles. The only thing I would be interested to see, unfortunately I don't have another Renegade Chrome needle, but that tip looks incredibly thin now and a lot different to how it was before I started this process. Now, the other problem we've got is for a normal beveled tip that goes literally straight down to a point like this, it will probably be okay. But what you've got to look at is a lot of, well, not a lot, but our Apex uses a progressive tip, which is a two-stage needle, which basically means it's not the same taper all the way from top to bottom, from the head to the point. So we have 2 different tapers in there, and this, so it can be an all things to everyone airbrush. Cool, that is sharp though. And I don't think this would work for a progressive tip at all, because it's for a needle type of thing. I may be wrong, but I've only got one spare one, which I don't want to mess around with at the moment. So looking at this, it has done exactly as it said on the tin, and it has got rid of that bend, and you can see I didn't bend that bend out or anything like that. It's literally just gone through this machine, and it's just more of a grinding machine. So basically you'll, let's zoom this out again, oops. So basically you're grinding the tip down on a whetstone of some sort until it conforms to how you think it should be. Now I don't know if it's bending it out or actually grinding the metal away to reintroduce a new point, like sharpening a knife or something like that. But that's how I would assume it would work, but it would be slightly bending it as well. But this needle is now as good as new, so it does work in that respect. I would be interested to see how it would fit in a chrome. Unfortunately, as I say, I haven't got any spare needles for any of my airbrushes, and I've only got 2 for my Apex, or 1 spare one. And I don't want to ruin that. So, yeah, you know, I use the wooden block technique, which I think there's a video I put up years ago for that. And that's always worked for me. This is a nice bit of kit. If you're not confident, you know, repairing your own needles, this would definitely be an easy way to do it, I think. If I remember rightly, it's about 60 bucks, $59.99, so it's about £40, give or take, probably a bit more than that at the moment with the awful exchange rate. I mean, it doesn't come in a presentation box or any packaging at all. I would imagine that's to keep costs down, so it's still affordable. But it has straightened this needle. This needle is now straight, as you can see. And that's all the stuff you get in the kit is right there. You don't get the felt, that's mine. but you do get the little pad as well, because what you're going to do, if that's grinding inside there, if that's whetstone, which obviously it is, although it doesn't have to be wet, it's just some sort of sharpening stone, but that is going to leave little deformations in your metal, which paint will get into. So I do believe on their site they do say you need to get a bit of sandpaper and wet it ever so slightly, and then rub it like so at the end with a bit of sandpaper. So why they give you a pad, I don't know, because that's not going to work like that, as you can see. You can try it. Oops, and it's gone into the pad. And you're going to have to do that to make that really smooth. Now that has worked, that is nice and smooth now. I'd like to get it under a magnifying glass just to see how smooth that is. But it does feel smooth, and you can't see any of the deformations in it. Now let's just get you in so you can have a look yourselves. Just get it to focus. No. Let's try that. Focus there. There you go. Okay. As you can see, it's nice and smooth now. And a nice sharp point on there. Overall, it does what it says on the tin, you know, it does sharpen that. It sharpened that needle, and I bent that quite viciously. You can see it was about 45 degrees, that needle. So it's taken it from 45 degrees like that and made it new again. So it does work. This is the most important thing. It does what it says on the tin. Price wise, it's quite expensive, I have to say. $60. It is quite a bit of money for what you're getting. You know, but if you damage your needle or break your needle, I would imagine you could put a new tip on that with this. If you snap the tip off, you could probably get a new tip on that with this. I think if you ground it and spent enough time with it. So that in itself could save you, you know, 10 bucks, 12, 15 bucks a pop. I don't know how much they are in America. In England, a lot of the needles are £9, so it's about 13 bucks. You know, if you do that with 5 or 6 needles, you've made your money. You've made your money on it. So, for that respect, if you're always airbrushing and you're always going through a lot of needles, then it might be a good investment indeed. It could save you a lot of money in the long run for sure. But I think it's very well designed. I have to say, it's nice. It feels a nice weight. You can hold it easily as well. It's quite ergonomic. It's not awkward to use. Very simple, you know, in 15-20 revolutions, keep going until it gets down to a nice point. Finish it off with a bit of sandpaper, and Bob's your uncle, there's your pin. So out of 10, I'm going to have to say the price puts me off a little bit. I've got to say it's more of one of those things for a long-term investment. If you think, you know, if you do a lot of airbrushing, you do get through a lot of needles. I used to, when I first started, I used to get through needles like no one's business, until I found out a way that I could fix them myself. And then I became a better airbrusher as well, and I stopped dinging them up and breaking them all the time now. So I think if you do a lot of airbrushing, it's definitely something worth having in your arsenal, that's for sure. All you need to do is go to sharpenair.com, I do believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, sharpenair.com, and have a look, see for yourself. They do spares as well, and there's plenty of how-to videos and things like that as well if you're not sure how to use it. But thanks again to Chad for sending over the sample. I think it's a worthwhile tool. If you have the spare cash and you do use a lot of needles, or do get through a lot of them, then it's definitely worthwhile. It will save you money for sure in the long run. So that's me. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Right, there you go. That was a Sharpenair. I think it's a very handy little tool. I don't know if I would use it too much, I have to say, but it's one of those things that if you do have some needles that are buggered, then it's it's actually a good little tool to have in your armoury. So we're now going over to my builds now. I have no builds, I must confess, nothing at all, nada, niche. But what I will do for you to use up the space and the time is I will give you a tour of my new man cave, which I managed to get sorted eventually. In the end, I ended up getting all the wood from the UK because it's about 4 times the price here on this island in the middle of the Mediterranean. So all the worktops I got from the UK. It was cheaper to get them all in the UK and bring them over on one of my transports. and all the wood for the battens and all the cupboards and everything. It was all just cheaper to get it from England. So what I've done, I've managed to get it all built up eventually. So I think we'll go over to the tour so you can have a quick look around. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick tour of the man cave because I haven't built bugger all. I haven't even done anything on the 3D printer for the last few months, so I've got absolutely nothing to show you. So unfortunately, we're stuck with me giving you a guided tour of the man cave. Now I'm literally just finished filming a new show, so it is as is, so you can see everything as I do it for the new show and everything in my new little hobby hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the little hand cam here, let it start up, and what we'll do is I'll give you a guided tour. Let's take the lens cover off, of what it is like in our man cave. So over to the little hand cam. Right, okay, so as you can see, we have got, so you can see the setup there. I've got the main camera. Let's go around so you can see what we're looking at. Okay, so from here we've got the main camera, which is a beautiful camera to use if complicated. We've then got two big studio lights, these things here. We've got a side angle camera and a boom camera that I've little made up. I've got to put a microphone on that soon for sure. Got a cabinet there which is just full of old modelling crap and some nice power tools and everything down there. But if we go around, this part is just power tools and regular household crap and everything. If I take a step back into this corner, you can see what the room looks like. Now, as you can see, I'm on my second Magners for the show, which is very nice indeed. We look down this nice run. They've got 3 meters of worktop here. Got a light at the end, as you can see here. And another camera stand which takes from another angle. We come round. We've got a cabinet there, display cabinet, which I'm going to use for models when I decide to build something. At the moment, it's just got my 3D stuff in there. I've built an unfinished tiger model from a year and a half ago. That's still unfinished. And some Star Wars stuff, and I do have some completed models on this shelf. Let's have a look, just so you can see. There are actually, I do complete some models very occasionally. In there I've also got all my books as well and things like that, mostly in magazines, storage underneath. If we go over to the main desk, we've got my lovely Magners. We've got here, this is the next review, which is the HPH PBY 5A Catalina, which I got from Telford last year. That is an absolute beast, and I'm really looking forward to reviewing that for you guys. And underneath there, we've got the Poacher Aventador, the 1/8 die-cast kit, which I have done a review of already, which is on the channel, and that will be a build series which is starting in the next week or so. In here we've got just some odds and sods, some little sci-fi models and everything, bits and bobs and skiddly bobs on these shelves. The door that IKEA supplied was broken, so I'm just waiting for them to bring a new one. Empty storage for a change, which makes a change. My birthday presents from the birthday guys, thank you very much, really appreciated, they're fantastic. In here I've got my spares drawer, Tamiya tapes, 300 glues, toothpicks, files, glue, oh god, you name it, there's 2s and 3s of everything there just in case we run out. In here we've got all my miniatures, my figures and everything. As you can see, all my minions and my Judge Dredd stuff and everything. Really want to get started with those as well. Come over to here, I've got several of these mats I bought from the UK in the last one because you can't get them here. Little tool box, little tool case, we've got compound stuff for canopies and everything in the top drawer. And in this one we've got all the decal stuff, decal stuff, whatever you want to call it, for decals and everything. In this drawer we have all my drill bits, everything to do with drilling. All the drill bits and, you know, carbide tungsten bits and all sorts of stuff. The next drawer down is all my photo etch stuff, as you can see, pliers, mini file I think it's called, Fast 5. cutting plate, and on the bottom we've got all my sharps, all my blades and scalpels and all sorts of hobby knives and everything. On the main shelves, as you can see, let's walk back a bit so you can see the whole lot in one shot. There you go. Built that myself, bought all the wood from the UK because it's a lot cheaper. And it's just basically, it's all my paints that I've got, model colour, Hataka, some AK stuff there, all the ammo range. I'm sure there's new ones now as well. I've got to get all the Tamirs, all the guns, which is my favourite. And we've got Alclads, and then we've got some weathering stuff along this shelf with some AK face stuff. And all the usuals, these MIG muds, which I really want to try out. I still haven't had a chance to use them yet. These are these new Holly engravers. Fantastic little things they are. And then we've got all the more weathering stuff, sim filters, ultimate washes, MIG muds, AK streaks, streak effects. And then on the bottom I've got all my stuff that I use a lot of, which is the cotton buds, toothpicks, glues, fillers, all that sort of stuff basically. Everything that you need to lay your hands on quickly. Then we go over to the spray booth. We've got another pot with all my tools in that fit in a cup. All our sanders, obviously, clippers, scalpels in the back there, thinner and cleaner. All my pincers I've got on the top there because there's just nowhere to hang them in here. I've got two lights on this. We've got obviously our normal lights, and I've also got a magnifying one as well, which I need in my old age. This paint station, I've got it here, it's in the corner. Yes, it is a bit tricky to get to, but I can move it. It's one of those that I've done it so that I can move it over to here if I want to, if we've got a really long spraying session, so it shouldn't matter too much. I have got a new one on the way for a new review apparently as well. In here, down here we've got cupboards, and again it's all just clamps and tapes in there, storage, all my paint brushes and paints and oil paints and all the stuff I need to get hold of handy. I've also got a cupboard here as well, and in there obviously you can see that we've got the Bambi compressor, which is awesome bit of kit, and all my airbrushing stuff in there, all my cleaning kits and gloves and all that sort of stuff. Obviously we've got the airbrush holder here, which, oh Christ, that's close. It's got 3 airbrushes. I've got my main airbrush, which is obviously my Apex, which I use for everything pretty much. I've got the HPCS, which this is the Eclipse, I believe. Yeah, the Eclipse HPCS, which I use for all my hot stuff. I don't use my Infinity at all anymore. I have to say I use my Apex for the work that I used to do with the Infinity, so I don't use that at all anymore, but it does look nice anyway. And then I have this for all my, which is a TRM1. Which I use for all my base coats and primers and top coats and everything like that as well. So very handy little thing, that one. Over here we've got more extras, form cards, these decal brushes that there's a Paul recommend, AK range, some extra spares of other stuff, just more spares, masks, got some rigging, some masking putty which I haven't used yet. Up on this shelf, we'll just walk back so you can have a quick shifty. There you go, that one there. Obviously we've got, I've got all the primers that I have. I've got the Alclads, all the Alclad primers and the glosses. All UMP stuff there, some Metal Earth gear, more UMP stuff. I wonder why that is. And some odds and sods, some other stuff that I don't use anymore, but I'm just, like any modeler, I'm probably just a hoarding freak and just collect everything. Got some tracks in there, and up on top on there we just got some display stuff that's nothing really any important, as you can see. Keep calm, kill zombies, always works for me. And then over here we've got my tool station, which I'm calling my tool station. Whoops, you can't see that. As you can see that here I've just got some other odds and sods and everything. I've got my little mini, I don't know if it's plugged in, no it's not. But my mini table saw, which is brilliant, got that off Banggood, brilliant little thing. And some other odds and sods, and I've got a vise, a workable vise, and more spare paints, seconds of everything. And that is pretty much it. What have I got on here? I can't even remember. Yeah, just tools for the Dremel. Yeah, so that is that really. The only other thing is my bike, my baby, which is up on its rack there. It's got a good overhaul and service to get it going. I love my Cannondale. It's brilliant country for cycling here. So, but that's it. And I can't think of anything else really. That should be everything. Obviously I want to get that poacher going. That's going to be first port of call for anything. I'm going to get that poacher going, and I'm going to do something for the Leicester Sci-Fi Sig. If I get time, I will also do something for the Holy Land Sig as well, which is something I've wanted to do for a long time on ISM. So without further ado, back to the show. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. As I hope I didn't bore you to death too much. As you can see, I've got lots of spares. I've got far too many spares. Trouble is, I feel something. I'll buy something and model. I say, oh, I must get some paint for that because I'm nearly out of it. And then I either order the wrong paint, or you know, I've got 3 bottles of paint of it already spare where I've ordered it several times before and forgotten about it. So I tend to have a lot. I think I'm going to have to do an eBay clear out and get a load of it up on eBay, all in a job lot sort of thing, just to get shot of it, some of it. I've sold a lot of my kits lately. I went through a stage of buying a lot of AFE kits, but I've fallen out of love with them really. AFE's not my thing. Aircraft and sci-fi are my thing. I really want to concentrate on those because I don't have a lot of time anyway. So I've kept a few of the Meng AFEs, the modern ones. I like the modern tanks, but everything else, all my Second World War stuff, is all gone now. All the Dragon stuff, I had tons of Dragon kits, and they've all gone. So yeah, so I'm going to try and concentrate on things that I love doing, which is aircraft and sci-fi. Right, so now we're going to go over to Paul's section of the news show. Over to Paul.
Hi everyone, Paul ISM. Welcome to my segment of the news show. So, it's been a while, but we're back. So, what's been going on? Well, I've done a few of the bench updates you've seen. Obviously, we're still doing the live shows on Friday. They were a Tuesday, but we're putting just Fridays now. Let's put our main effort into that and focus on that. So, we get back to the live show in a little bit and talk about that. First off, I'm not 100% sure what Lee's discussed regarding SIGs and that. But I'll talk about ones that aren't necessarily forum related. So we've got the End Is Nay SIG, which is a build that was proposed by Les, one of our moderators on the forum. It was a bit of a play on words to Ivan's End Is Nigh SIG, which Les wants to do a special interest group build and anything horse related. So you've got a horse, be it a carriage, Vermac mounted horseback, anything, as long as you've got a horse in it. You can model it, and that's what it is. So that runs from the first of this month to the end of the month, I believe it is. So if you want to have a look at that, there's a section on the forum. Head on over there. If you've got any questions, post them on Facebook or the forum, and I'm sure Les will get to them as and when. Bit of fun. I plan to scratch build one out of clay. I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm going to have a little bit of a mess around and see what I can come up with. We'll see. So saddle up and we'll see what happens. We've also got a T90 buddy build, which was proposed by Andreas, a good friend of mine. So any T90 variant you can build. That started again beginning of the month and runs for 2 months in total. So we're about a week into that one. I'm hoping to take part in that one, but I don't know yet. I've gone off armour, but I really want to build. I've got a beautiful Meng T90 kit up there, lovely Tetra P set, barrel, for all tracks, a lot. Just really not vibing with armour at the minute, so yeah, I don't know about that one, but I might do, we shall see. And there's all the other group builds and SIGs that are ongoing on the forum still as well, which Lee will have already discussed. One I'm looking forward to starts the 1st of July, and that is the Holy Land. So anything Israeli, basically. So I've chosen the F-16 Sufar by Academy, the 1/32 scale kit, which is getting a bit hard to find now. I've added a Wolfpack resin cockpit, Aries wheelbase, mast set, and something else, resin wheels as well. So looking forward to that one. Quite a big project, so I'm kind of holding off at the minute, starting anything really. You'll see my current projects in a minute. We'll head over to the bot, we'll turn around and have a look. But really looking forward to that one. Should be a good SIG. I love F-16s, love the Super as well, and that Academy kit is supposed to be pretty good, damn good kit. So looking forward to that one. So that starts the 1st of July and runs for 3 months, I believe it is. It runs until 30th of September. So really looking forward to that one, and hopefully it won't fight me too much, and I can get something that looks reasonably good. So there you go. Obviously the live shows, they're still ongoing. They're getting busier and busier all the time. Like I say, we were originally doing them on a Tuesday and a Friday. Tuesday was a build night, Friday was the main show where we did what we've been working on buying. Dan was having a look at all your work on the Facebook and the forum that you've been sharing. Tim was doing all the latest kit releases, doing a fantastic job, those guys. We also had prizes, prize giveaways, we had special guests, we had a Chelsea speed build the other night, as well as answering all your Q&A on the chat as well. There's a live chat next to the live video, so you can chat away with us. We read all the comments out, and that's it. They've been going from strength to strength, and we're easily hitting 180, 200 viewers now every Friday, so absolutely fantastic. And we did our first, well, technically it was second, but our first monthly auction as well. Literally any kits, myself and the live crew thinking of moving on. We thought it was a little bit of fun. We did one on the spur of the moment a couple of weeks ago. Everybody really enjoyed it. We thought we'd just do it once a month. It might not be every month, but it'll be there. Everybody really had fun. It added a good bit of difference to the live show, should we say. So it really was good fun. So that'll be done every Friday at the end of the month, last Friday of the month. And so that's it. So make sure you tune in. Live shows are every Friday, 7:30 UK, 8:30 Europe, 1:30 Central US. And we've got some really dedicated viewers. People who live in New Zealand and Australia who are getting up at 4:30, 5:30 in the morning to watch the show. We really do appreciate it, guys. Everybody that watches, fantastic. Great bit of camaraderie, banter in the chat, as well as Flat Earth activists, I suppose they were called, we had the other day. But the live shows are fantastic. They really have gone from strength to strength. And yeah, long may they continue. That's for sure. But absolutely brilliant. Yeah, like I say, speed build we did on Friday. That's up. It's in the last show, so go and have a look at that. It was good fun. We actually kept it pretty clean as well, which is ironic, because normally they're terrible. But yeah, it was actually quite good. Really was good fun. So make sure to tune into those every Friday on the ISM channel. There you go. Other things as well, the videos. So 109 vid, hope to get out in the next couple of weeks. I've got a few reviews that need to be done as well. Not going to tell you what they are just yet, but they're due in the pipeline as well, so stay tuned for those. And I also need to do a video on, I think it was Lyle was asking, RC fan, about using Facebook to upload pictures to the forum. I will do a video on that. I'll try and do it this week if I can. It's very, very simple to do, and it bypasses Photo Bucket, which has been an absolute nightmare at the minute. So I'll try and get that up next week as well. There we are. Not much else to talk about, unfortunately. Covered everything I need to in my At The Bench last time, and everything gets covered in the live shows. So go check those out. My At The Benches, try and get them more and more regular if I can. Try and do once a week, every 2 weeks if possible. And we can see if we can get those done. But yeah, anything you want to have a look at, older work around, they're all in At The Bench updates. And obviously we show them on the live shows as well. There we are. So what we'll do, head over, turn around, have a look at my current builds in progress, and see where I'm at. Okay, so what have I been working on lately? Right, well, recently completed, again, for a SIG that we started, was the Freedom Models F20 Tiger Shark SIG. Now, we sell this at UMP, and a few of the guys, well, quite a lot of the guys had it in their stash, and we proposed a buddy build. The buddy build then gained a bit of momentum, a few other people said they're going to join, and it turned into a SIG. Essentially, it ended up as a buddy build, I think only 4 of us finished. Actually, no, it was only 3 or 2. The number's going down, it's going down, it's going down. I think it was 2 of us eventually. It was me, myself and John were the only ones that finished in time. Off the top of my head it is anyway. Sorry if I've left your name out. Andreas didn't quite finish in time, and neither did Brett, unfortunately. So we all had great fun. Absolutely fantastic kit. I'm not going to lie. I was absolutely surprised at how well this actually went together. Freedom Models, they don't make all that many kits, and they've got about half a dozen out at the minute. They've got a few future releases coming up. So for a company that's not been making kits for quite some time, I didn't expect it to be this good. Now, we have reviewed them. Obviously, you can't tell in a review what they go together like, but the proof is in the pudding, literally here, because it's gone together absolutely fantastic. There's a couple of issues to watch out for. One is underneath. I can turn it over carefully. There's a bit, oh, you can't see it because the ordnance is there. There's a little bit of a nasty join under that ordnance there. Does take a little bit of filling and rescribing, but it's not that difficult. and the engine intakes are a little bit tricky to fit, just at the back here. It's not a fit issue, it just needs a little bit of care when lining it all up. Other than that, absolutely brilliant little kit. Goes together really, really well. Now, I haven't over-weathered this, I kept it fairly clean, because I'm hoping to use this as a demo piece at Telford. Obviously, we sell the kit, so it's nice to show people who are thinking of buying one, it built up. So that's how it's been done. So, like I say, no real problems assembling it. All the seam work's nice. The plastic's really, really nice. Decals are some of the best I've ever used. They truly are. I was absolutely astounded just how good they were. They've laid down absolutely beautiful. They were all applied over a matte. Well, not matte, but it wasn't glossed prior to decaling. It's something that's been a little bit of a hot topic lately, especially on Facebook. I've seen a few pages saying you must decal gloss before decaling, but you really don't. If you're confident enough in your paint that it's smooth, it doesn't have to be glossy, but as long as it's smooth, you can really skip that step of glossing before decaling. These are all laid down over matte, as you can see, tail flat as flat can be. They're all conformed and really have settled down really, really nice. So, you know, push yourself. If you think your paintwork's good enough, think, maybe this time I'll try it, not gloss it, and see how it goes. Underneath turned out well again as well. Absolute ton of ordnance. Really, really nice kit. But the decals, absolutely stunning. They really are. That entire section there, the entire centre of that is carrier film. I didn't cut any of it out. Sorry, just on it. Didn't cut any of it out, and as you can see, laid down perfect. Over non-gloss paint. Set with micro set, salt and solvaset, and away you go. Lovely little kit. Highly recommend this one. There's 3 variants. There's the BD, the C, and it's the A as well. So the A, B, D, and C. All 3 variants. And lovely, lovely kits. Highly recommend that one. I know it sounds easy for me to say because we sell it, but it is an absolutely beautiful little kit. If you don't believe me, build it and you'll see. Even the instrument panel, really, really nice. That's a decal. Really, really nice instrument panel. Cracking little kit. Really surprised by that one. Didn't expect it to be such a nice little kit. I've got a few other finished builds which I think I've shown. I've got my Javelin. Absolutely love the Javelin. It's in the display case. And my Macross I finished recently as well. I've started a couple of kits lately. Started Airfix's Sea Vixen. Had an absolute nightmare with sink marks. The whole thing was covered in the bloody thing, so I just gave up on it. Absolutely gutted about that one. Really looking forward to building that. Okay, something else I've been working on as well is my special hobby P39 Air Cobra. Just get the box, I'll show you the front of it. So it is that kit there, absolutely beautiful. Special hobby 132 Air Cobra Mark 1 P39. In the RAF markings, it's got Australian air markings in there as well. Beautiful looking aircraft, looks great in the RAF scheme. Sadly, I don't think it proved too popular with us Brits and didn't last long. Only one squadron had them. It's a bit of a shame, but if it didn't cut the mustard, then it's not really much good to us. So this is what I'm building. I'm going to do it in, yeah, that scheme there. Very, very nice. So that's the paint scheme I'm planning on doing. I'm going to use Mr. Colour. I've got Mr. Colour RAF set up there. It's going to use that. Now, special hobby kits, if you've never built one before, they are shortish run kits, so they're not for a beginner. They're definitely for a more advanced modeler. The kits don't fit together perfectly. There's a lot of fettling and sanding, shaping, filling, etc. to do, and it can be a little bit daunting. This shows the amount of work I put into this, really. As you see, anything white is plasticard that I put in there, so a little bit on the nose, cowling. The wing roots, this one still needs sanding, but you can see there, sitting proud. That is probably 1.5mm thick plastic card. This side, again, exactly the same. It's all been sanded back, nice and smooth. We've got a bit of sprue goo on the back, on some of these parts that needed it. Underneath, typical problem with the back end of the wing root. So the wing section joins the fuselage, so that's got a bit of sprue goo in there as well. Front's not too bad at all. The biggest problem with this was those intakes at the front. They were an absolute pig. They didn't want to fit at all. And took a lot of sanding, checking, filling, shaping, and then some plasticard and some sprue goo on top as well. But they're in now, they don't look too bad. Leading edge of the wings, got a bit of sprue goo on as well. And we also had to get some plastic into the back on these trailing edges as well to fill the gap. So certainly not the easiest to build at all, but very, very satisfying. This is my third or fourth Special Hobby kit now, but the Fairy Firefly, the Mark V Tempest, which is just awesome. That's a hell of a kit. And I love them. They're definitely a challenge. I bought a few more, got a few more on the stash, but they're very, very enjoyable to build. And like I say, very, very satisfying as well. Cockpit's there. It's a bit of a simple cockpit, but still nice. Got the PE belts, PE instrument panels. We've got the IP there, which fell off, but it is there, ready to go back in when we pop the fuselage. The canopy back on. Canopy's there, does actually fit really, really well, as you can see. Goes on really nice as you push it forward out of place. Get on. They do have the car door type doors on this. Very cool. So yeah, it's gone together really well. Like I said, I got a few extras. I bought the mast set for it, the pitot tube and dry shaft, and the barrel set as well. They're absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice barrels. And that's it. So yeah, good kit. Not easy, but a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to plug away at this, and we'll see if we get this finished by the end of the month. We should do. Quite easy. But great fun. Really is good fun. So if you want to test your skills, get yourself a Special Hobby kit or another short run type kit, and put your skills to test and see what you can do. I do have all the other control surfaces. They're in there. So we've got the rudder, ailerons, elevators, etc. They're all in there, ready to be stuck on once I've got the fuselage done. And as soon as you get all these seams attended to, the canopy on, we can get it to prime and into paint, and that's it. We'll move on then really well, really quick. So that's been great fun. Something else I've been building as well, I can't really show it on camera because it just doesn't bloody fit in, is this. So, fancy one of these kits for quite some time. I've always admired the Gullo's kits. Sort of large scale B24, which has got a 4-foot wingspan. Oh, that looks amazing. Really does look cool. But I thought a little bit daunting for a first build, so I bought the Hellcat instead. Saying that, it's one of their 1000 series, so it's got a 32-inch wingspan. They are built and can be RC to fly. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave mine airframe, and it's going to hang on my little boy James's ceiling because he likes planes. I thought really cool, it's huge, great fun. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Definitely leaving it bare. The cowl will go on the front, the canopy go on there, if we painted the blue white camo scheme. Thinking of putting one little bit of side fuselage on, so I'm putting one of the star stickers on. And I'm thinking of painting all the interior in a green interior colour, just to give it a little bit of interest. And once this is done, for myself, I'm going to buy that B24 Liberator, this thing here, because it just looks awesome. Not cheap kits. This kit, the Hellcat retails are about £99. I got it cheap on e-models. E-models got it for £60 at the minute, which is brilliant. I probably got a couple of days work into this, if that. So you can see the progress you can make. It is quick. It's a totally different skill of modelling. But it's been really, really good fun. I have really enjoyed building this. And it's nice to pick up. You know, you've done days modelling, you don't really feel like touching plastic. Pick up your wood and give it a good bashing and pop it all together. So yeah, that's been good fun. Really has. And I'm hoping James will like it. And I'm going to get that Liberator. Liberator's a little bit dear. That's going to cost me around £125, £130. But it's huge. Absolutely huge. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. A few of the other guys have bought them as well. I think I've started a little bit of the old Bretland effect, as it's been called. And a few of the other guys are building them as well. So, good fun. And there we go. That's everything I've been working on. So there we go. That's everything I've been working on. This thing is monstrous. I know I couldn't show it properly then, but I can get it out here. That's the actual fuselage itself. So, it's a good old size. As you can see, the wings are ready to be attached. They were just put in situ for that picture, but awesome. Going to be great fun, that thing, and hopefully James will love it as well. I really do hope so, because he loves aircraft, and it's very, very nice to see. So there you go. So that's all I got to show today. I'm going to take you back to Lee. Make sure to check out my next At the Bench update. Should be in a week or so. And obviously the live shows every Friday. Come on over and check those out. I'll keep an eye out for any reviews I've got coming up as well. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for that, Paul. As you can see, prolific as ever. Lots of models have been done since the last news show. But you do get updated from Paul every Friday night on a live show as well. So so all that remains is to say thank you to our sponsors as per normal. But there's one thing, Sean at S&M Stuff has paused his sponsorship of the SIGs, so we've stepped in as Ultimate Modern Products to cover his sponsorship of those, to give him a bit of breathing space. Paul's unfortunately had to close his shop down due to external pressures of the market and things like that, and has had to move his business to solely internet only. So we'd like to give him a bit of breathing room so he can get on with that and get started and not have to worry about paying out prizes and things like that for us. So fingers crossed Sean will be in a position to restart his sponsorship of the SIGs in the next couple of months, but we'll let you know how it goes. I'm sure he'll be fine. So but a big thank you to E-Models, everyone at E-Models for sponsoring our monthly draws, S&M Stuff for sponsoring our SIGs, Aircraft.net for now sponsoring our GBs, and obviously for Ultimate Modern Products we sponsor wherever we can. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it's been a while. We will be back to regular service now with the GB and SIG reveal shows as well. Now I'm set up and ready to go. It shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. So until next time, take care. Cheers. Bye bye.